What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. Now, I'm going to talk about Adam Kownacki versus Robert Helenius. This fight, I mean, from the very first round, they were banging, and pretty much Helenius dominated that first round. Jumped on him, jab right hands, swole his left eye up real bad, put a big welt under his eye early. Jumped on him, and this looked like, damn, he about to get him out of here, man. Okay. Second round, Kownacki comes back and pretty much was his best round in the whole fight. And pretty much he just after that, it was like, I mean, that was it. I mean, he was coming back, in the second round and was putting it on Helenius. Like, it was seeming like, okay, maybe it's gonna be one of those back and forth fights. And that was really it from the third round. I think they stopped it in the sixth. But anyways, from that third round on, it was basically all Helenius. I mean, everything that Adam Kownacki did was limited. He was landing some shots, hearing he was getting shots in, but it wasn't enough. And pretty much during the fifth round, it seemed like they was gonna stop it. And they didn't. And, people saying the ref should have stopped it, but even his cornerman, nobody threw the towel in. I mean, they let it go. I mean, his face was battered up, his eyes were swollen. I mean, he was getting beat down, man. And pretty much sixth round, I believe it was the sixth round they stopped it. Let me say this, whether other people say it or not. Kownacki was hitting Helenius with intentional low blows. Those low blows were not mistakes, man. It was not accidental. He was planting those shots low. And he did it several times. You watch how many times he did it before he finally got warned. And even after he was warned, he basically just kept hitting them low. And see, to me, watching that, that's when a fighter's looking for a way out. They know they can't win. It's like, it's not just frustration and aggravation. People always want to pull that shit. When you train in the gym, you don't train to hit people low. All right, when things not going your way, go to that nutsack. No, he started throwing low blows, as far as, in my opinion, to get out the fight. There's no reason for that. I mean, you count how many low blows, and you'll see he just kept pat, kept going low. They stopped the fight. Okay, the question that people was having was it a DQ or was it because of the punishment? No, it was a DQ for low blows. He disqualified him for intentional, constant low blows, and the fight was stopped for that reason. Should have been stopped in the fifth round, man. Like that he was just getting his ass whooped. But he let it go on, so it was stopped on a DQ. Helenius, he lost the fight to Gerald Washington. So pretty much, this fight was seen as, what, Kownacki just had a bad night. This was what a lot of people were saying. He's going to get him in a rematch, man. He just had a bad night. He's going to get him in a rematch, and then boom, he'll be right back in there. But Helenius, destroyed him again. And pretty much, people always want to say, well, if they didn't stop it, what would have happened? Well, he was getting destroyed. He was getting beat up. It's irrelevant what would have happened. We got to go by what did happen. Now, Gerald Washington, I mean, he's not a guy. His name doesn't come up as, hey, I want to see anybody versus Gerald Washington. Now, Helenius may end up fighting him again, in order to just, okay, you got me. I need to go in here and beat you now. Maybe not. Does Gerald Washington have his number? Did he have a bad night? Don't know. But bottom line is he lost to Gerald Washington. And now, even if he doesn't fight Gerald Washington, nobody ever brings that up. So that could be behind him as far as, what, I want to go forward. Then maybe, if he can get, bigger and better fights than Gerald Washington, So be it. Can he win those fights? Yet to be seen. But that's the one guy, that he definitely I think he would want to beat Gerald Washington to, at least say, okay, he got me, I got mine back. But we'll see. But Helenius, he really put it on Kownacki. Now, where Helenius stands in the rankings, as far, I don't care about the number he's ranked. I'm talking about who can he fight. Is he good enough to fight a guy like any of the top guys? I'm looking at like a Joe Joyce, a Daniel Dubois, somebody like that. Um, could he compete with somebody like that? Could he compete with a Frank Sanchez? You know, could he compete with a F.A. Ajaba? You know what I'm saying? Like we have to look at. Well, actually, Helenius did fight. He lost to Dillian White. So yeah, he fought Dillian White. He lost to Dillian White. But at the end of the day, is he ready now, or is it just he's just better than Kownacki? So those questions, are better answered in the ring. We all can have our opinions on what we think would happen. And that's not what I'm really here to do. I'm just saying, him beating Kownacki the way he did got a lot of buzz going on a night where it was a good night of boxing. And so the position that he could be in to fight a bigger, better name, like I said, than a Gerald Washington. If he could win, then hey, questions answered. But until then, I'm just gonna leave it at he had a good fight against um, Adam Kownacki. He did what he had to do. He does use his jab, throw his right hand. He was picking Kownacki apart. He was, just basically just wearing him down, timing him, and swelling his face up. But we want to see, will it be enough going forward against better opposition? Charles Martin beat Gerald Washington. So, because Washington beat him, that's why I'm saying maybe he want to fight him and get a victory over him, or does he fight a guy like Charles Martin? Who knows? Anyways, never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch you on the next video.